Oliver Hardy, one half of the legendary comedy duo Laurel and Hardy, is a name that resonates with fans of classic cinema and comedy. His wide smile, impeccable timing, and iconic bowler hat made him a beloved figure in the golden age of Hollywood. Yet, behind the scenes, Hardy was a man of depth, contradictions, and challenges, whose life story is as compelling as the laughs he brought to millions. Oliver Norvell Hardy was born on January 18, 1892, in the small town of Harlem, Georgia. His arrival into the world came with a mixture of hope and tragedy. He was the youngest of 5 children, born to Oliver Hardy Sr., a Confederate veteran who served as a tax collector, and Emily Norvell Hardy. Just 10 months after Oliver's birth, his father passed away, leaving the family in a precarious financial situation. This loss had a profound impact on young Oliver, shaping his personality and future ambitions. Emily Hardy, a strong and determined woman, took on the responsibility of raising her children on her own. She managed several boarding houses, working tirelessly to provide for her family. Despite the challenges, Emily was a nurturing and encouraging mother who recognized Oliver's natural talent for music and performance from an early age. She nurtured his love for singing and theater, even though she harbored hopes of him pursuing a more stable career. Oliver was a spirited and independent child, often skipping school to visit local theaters or perform in amateur shows. His love for the stage was undeniable, and by the time he was a teenager, he had decided to pursue a career in entertainment. This decision was met with some resistance from his mother, who worried about the uncertainties of show business. However, Hardy was undeterred, and at the age of 18, he left Georgia for Jacksonville, Florida, which was rapidly becoming a center for the burgeoning film industry. Jacksonville was a city on the rise, with several film studios setting up shop in the early 20th century. Hardy quickly found work at the Lubin Manufacturing Company, a studio that produced short films. His early roles were minor, often uncredited, but he was determined to make a name for himself. Hardy's imposing size, he weighed over 300 pounds, coupled with his expressive face and natural comedic instincts, made him stand out. He quickly became a regular in short comedies, often cast as the heavy, a stock character type who played the foil to the protagonist. By the early 1910s, Hardy had established himself as a reliable character actor, appearing in numerous silent films. These years were crucial in honing his craft, as he learned the art of physical comedy and the importance of timing. Despite his growing success, Hardy remained a humble and unassuming man, often preferring the company of close friends and family to the glitz and glamour of Hollywood. The moment that would change Oliver Hardy's life forever came in 1921, when he was cast in a short film titled The Lucky Dog. It was a routine job for Hardy, but fate had other plans. The film's co-star was a British comedian named Stan Laurel, who had been making a name for himself in Hollywood. Although their first collaboration was brief, it hinted at the chemistry that would later define their partnership. For the next few years, Hardy and Laurel continued to work separately, both appearing in various silent comedies. However, in 1926, they found themselves working at the same studio, the Hal Roach Studios, a haven for comedy production. Hal Roach, a visionary producer, recognized the potential of pairing the two comedians together. The combination of Laurel's lanky, innocent persona and Hardy's rotund, pompous character created a comedic alchemy that was pure magic. Their first official film as a duo was Putting Pants on Philip, 1927, a short that set the tone for what would become the defining style of Laurel and Hardy. The pair quickly became the studio's most popular stars, and over the next decade, they produced a series of shorts and feature films that are now considered classics of early cinema. Their humor was rooted in physical comedy, misunderstandings, and the endearing relationship between their characters, Laurel, the lovable fool, and Hardy, the frustrated straight man who often bore the brunt of their misadventures. The late 1920s and 1930s were the golden years for Laurel and Hardy. Their films, such as The Music Box, 1932, Sons of the Desert, 1933, and Way Out West, 1937, became box office hits and solidified their status as comedy legends. The Music Box even earned them an Academy Award for Best Live-Action Short Film, a testament to their talent and popularity. What set Laurel and Hardy apart from other comedy teams of the era was their ability to blend slapstick with heart. Their characters were not just vehicles for gags, they were fully realized individuals with emotions and vulnerabilities. Audiences connected with them on a deeper level, seeing in their misadventures the struggles and triumphs of everyday life. The duo's on-screen chemistry was undeniable, a result of their close friendship off-screen. Despite their professional success, the personal lives of both men were more complicated. Hardy, in particular, faced several challenges that belied the jovial image he projected on screen. His first marriage to Madeline Salashin in 1913 ended in divorce, as did his second marriage to Myrtle Reeves, a union plagued by Reeves' alcoholism. These failed relationships took a toll on Hardy, who longed for stability and companionship. In 1939, Hardy married Virginia Lucille Jones, a script girl he met on the set of The Flying Deuces. This marriage proved to be the happiest of his life. Lucille was devoted to Hardy, providing the emotional support he desperately needed. Their relationship was a source of comfort for Hardy during the later years of his life, as he faced mounting health issues. While Oliver Hardy's professional life was marked by laughter and success, his personal life was a different story. Throughout his career, Hardy struggled with his weight, which was both a blessing and a curse. His large physique was an essential part of his comedic persona, but it also led to serious health problems, including heart disease and high blood pressure. Hardy was well aware of the risks associated with his weight, but the demands of his career and his love of good food made it difficult for him to manage his health effectively. In the mid-1940s, as Hardy's health began to deteriorate, the film industry itself was undergoing significant changes. The rise of television and the decline of the traditional studio system meant that opportunities for Laurel and Hardy were dwindling. The duo continued to work, embarking on a European tour and making a few films, but the spark of their earlier years was fading. Their final film together, Atoll K, 1951, was a troubled production, marred by Hardy's poor health and disagreements between the filmmakers. By the early 1950s, Hardy's health had reached a critical point. In 1954, he made the difficult decision to undergo a drastic weight loss program, shedding over 150 pounds. While the weight loss was intended to improve his health, it also had unintended consequences. Hardy's dramatic change in appearance left him almost unrecognizable to many fans, and some speculated that it affected his chances of securing new roles. More importantly, the rapid weight loss took a toll on his already fragile body, leading to further health complications. The final years of Oliver Hardy's life were marked by tragedy and decline. In 1956, Hardy suffered a severe stroke that left him partially paralyzed and largely confined to bed. The stroke effectively ended his career and marked the beginning of a painful and prolonged decline. Despite his physical limitations, Hardy remained in good spirits, often entertaining visitors with his trademark wit and humor. However, the man who had once brought so much joy to others was now facing his darkest days. Stan Laurel, who had always been more than just a professional partner, was a constant presence during this difficult time. He visited Hardy regularly, offering support and companionship. The bond between the two men, forged over decades of collaboration and friendship, remained unbreakable until the end. On August 7, 1957, Oliver Hardy passed away at the age of 65 due to complications from a series of strokes. His death marked the end of an era, bringing to a close one of the most celebrated partnerships in the history of comedy. The news of Hardy's passing was met with an outpouring of grief from fans and colleagues alike. He was laid to rest in the Garden of Hope at Pierce Brothers Valhalla Memorial Park in North Hollywood, California, where his grave remains a site of pilgrimage for fans of classic comedy.